फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Next. I am Suramya Kaushik. It's the finale time, Kolkata Knight Riders versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. Well, I won't take much of your time because I have a panel of guests who will be telling you what to expect from this match. They'll be telling you all the inside details of the two teams as well. But first of all, I have with me Sahil Malhotra, who's joined us live from Chennai. He'll tell us what's going around there. Sahil, how's the Josh in Chennai? It's the time when two teams are playing who don't belong to Chennai. It's not Chennai Super Kings, it's Kolkata and Hyderabad. But how's the Josh there?
No, if you ask me, like 2 hours, I reached the venue at 4 p.m. It was very, very dull. It was unlike a Chennai game. There weren't many people who were like waiting for tickets or expecting tickets to happen for them. Instead, there were people who were selling tickets. So that was a first for me in Chennai. कि मतलब लोग आगे पूछ रहे हैं, sir, you want tickets, sir? I said, sir, I have pass, sir. I don't need tickets. So यहाँ पे मतलब that sense of detachment, you could feel that, you know, with local team CSK not playing, MS Dhoni not there. So people aren't really interested to come and watch this game. Even if they have hoarded tickets, they are like keen to sell those tickets. But now close to the toss, which is like around 30 minutes from now, it's building up. The street which leads to the gate number 9, which is the gate where we enter from, that's absolutely packed, and you know, vehicular movement has been restricted because this is generally the time where teams and support staff already arrive and make their way to the stadium. So it's absolutely packed right now. It's buzzing, and it's very, very Chennai like right now, and it's very it's contrasting to what it was a couple of hours back. But having said that, you know, it's nowhere close to the buzz which I have seen in this part of the world, this part of the country. I last saw the India-Australia ODI game here, World Cup opener, unreal. Last year, I saw one of the qualifier featuring Chennai, unreal.
Yeah.
So उस लिहाज से, उस comparison से बहुत ठंडा माहौल है. और अगर ठंडे की बात करूँ तो weather जो है has been very kind. I've been here 4 days, and last 2 days, yesterday and today, have been the most pleasant of the lot. It's hot, it's humid, but it's not that sunny. There is some prediction of rain later in the day. I hope it's not that strong as strong it was yesterday, but there is some prediction of rain. But the only request and only prayer I have for the weather gods up there is just to keep the dew away. We need a dew-proof final today. We need a dew-free final today. And if that happens, It's going to be a cracking contest between bat and ball. Just keep the dew away, and Chepauk will handle the rest.
Well, yes, Sahil, yesterday we saw, you know, how you were telling the weather updates to all of us. And today we were just praying that, you know, the match shouldn't be washed out in rain and all of that. But I think the weather is pretty good right now, as we can see in your frame. But Sahil, if we talk about both the teams, you know, you mentioned yesterday that they didn't get enough time to practice because it started raining. But what all you saw yesterday, and on that lines or in those lines, what do you think of you know, this final match?
No, if I purely talk about KKR, I think they have been a very lucky side this tournament. Last 3 games, in fact, of theirs have been rain interrupted, rain affected. I think they're the most rested side in the competition right now. They won the first qualifier, reached Chennai before the rest of the lot, had good couple of days of practice, good time to rest in between. And even if the squad came yesterday for a full-fledged practice session, it didn't quite happen because of the rain. But the likes of Mitchell Starc, Harshit Rana, Vaibhav Arora were bowling in the nets under the watchful eyes of KKR bowling coach Bharat Arun. So the vibe is very good. Gautam Gambhir went back to Delhi, casted his vote, came back to Chennai. So everything is changa in the KKR camp. And I think they are like one good game away from doing something very, very special. Something for which Gautam Gambhir actually joined this squad as a mentor. And if they have one good game with both bat and ball, I see no reason why they shouldn't be holding that trophy after the game ends. And SRH, you know, they didn't have a practice session yesterday. They were fresh from a game a day before yesterday. In the heat and humidity of Chennai, you just can't expect them to play one day and train the other day. And that's what SRH did. But both captains, Shreyas, Iyer and Pat Cummins, had a very long day. They were shooting at the Marina Beach with the IPL trophy, attended a joint press conference after that. So a busy day for the captains, but SRH squad were cooling their heels in the hotel. KKR wanted to train but couldn't. So it's all well in both camps now.
Okay, so if there are any questions for Sahil, I would request our panelists and our viewers to shoot all those questions as soon as possible because we'll let Sahil to go there in the stadium and enjoy the match. Lastly, from my side, Sahil, as we all talk about Pat Cummins, he's coming to this final, and when Pat Cummins comes, there's this winning mentality that comes along with him. Do you think that it'll play a big role in today's final match as well?
No, I'll slightly digress from what we're discussing because I was up till 6:30 in the morning today. I was watching the Test series which has recently aired. So first three episodes
Uh-huh.
I watched and just listening to Pat Cummins and getting inside his head, the way he operates, that bloke deserves to win anything and everything he plays. There are very few nice characters going around, and Pat Cummins probably is on top of the table there. The way he thinks about the game, the kind of empathy which he brings to the table, that empathetic touch with captaincy. We often talk about shrewd captains, tactical captains,
Yep.
in your face captains, but very rarely have we seen captains as empathetic and, the ones with the personal touch as Pat Cummins has. Look at what he has done with Nitish Reddy, Abhishek Sharma. It only comes with a captain who can put his arm around your shoulder and empower youngsters like Nitish Reddy and Abhishek Sharma.
Yeah.
And that is what he has beautifully done in a management, which was in the news for all wrong reasons in the last 5 seasons. They were all at sea.
Yeah.
Forget qualifications. They just weren't winning. So the only difference which I see is Pat Cummins coming there and Daniel Vittori coming there, and both of them doing what they have been doing very successfully with the Australian cricket team. So it's just trickling down, and that is why I just wanted to watch this bloke, what he does in the whites, and I'm not surprised why he's excelling doing what he's doing with SRH.
Well, let's see what will happen in today's
I
match.
have a
Klaus is a
question.
question for you. Sahil.
Yeah, Sahil, I want to know what's the scene. Taking the same question ahead, Pat Cummins, he has the karmic quota according to Mr. Lobo that we have seen in Cricket Next, and again that he's got the golden Midas touch right now. After that, was amazing. What is KKR thinking and the fans? I mean, do they think that this guy has that golden touch and it could be harmful for them in this game? है कुछ
Also,
feeling?
though the only side which has troubled SRH this season is KKR. KKR have beat them twice. So they are the only side who have got better of SRH. And that doesn't come as a surprise to me because two contrasting personalities in the dugout. No, I'll be unfair if I just don't talk about Shreyas Iyer. He has been a brilliant captain, but we all know who's controlling the shots and calling the shots from the dugout. That's Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, on-field tactics and one of the shrewdest operator in the game of cricket right now, that's Gambhir. And then you look at matchups. Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head, Varun Chakravarti, Sunil Narayan. It can't be, more mouth-watering than what we have in front of us today. So the only side which can stop this juggernaut from lifting another trophy and, seeing Pat Cummins again in India holding silverware, I think that's KKR. That has to be KKR. Because, again, two contrasting personalities in the dugout, but both have been mighty effective in their own ways of, tasting success for their respective sides. अब कार्मिक टच है, सितारे गर्दिश में है, वो सब तो मेरे को मालूम नहीं, पर इतना जरूर मालूम है दोनों क्रिकेट बहुत कड़क खेल रहे हैं और दोनों के पास एक दूसरे का एंटीडोट है. अब वो किसका स्ट्रॉन्ग लगता है वो आज देखना पड़ेगा. Both have antidotes for each other.
Okay. Sahil, we have a question for you from Ravi Shankar Kumar. We'll have it on screen. He's asking any update on rain chances today. I would request you to please tell that again. And along with that, will Mitchell Stark play a big factor?
So rain chances, yes, there's forecast of rain today, but when you're around the coastal areas, you just can't trust forecast that bit because I booked my tickets considering इस टाइम पे चेन्नई में बारिश नहीं हो सकता. कल जब बारिश हो रहा था मैं सारे लोकल पत्रकार को मुड़ के देख रहा था. इससे बेटर तो मैं दिल्ली का बता देता हूँ यार, तुम क्या है कि लोकल हो यहाँ पे. But that's the beauty of coastal weather, you just can't be very accurate with the predictions. There was prediction of rain. As I said, it has been cloudy since the afternoon. No sight of sun, humid, not that hot, but कुछ बारिश हो सकता है. But whether it will affect the complexion of the game or be a very long interval, that's very unlikely. And Mitchell Stark, yes, he'll obviously have a big say. I'm sure we all remember what he did here when he played for Australia in that ODI World Cup opener versus Australia. What he did was, as Travis said, in the first qualifier, the kind of success Trent Bolt had against Sunrisers Hyderabad. He picked 3 wickets in the power play.
Yeah.
So, you can't write off a left-arm fast bowler against Sunrisers Hyderabad because Trent Bolt there enjoyed a lot of success. So I expect Mitchell Stark doing the same, and that's what KKR needs. 3 overs in the power play, run in hard, आग लगाओ ball के साथ. फिर let's see who fights fire with fire, whether it's Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, or even the new firefighter Rahul Tripathi. So a lot,
Yeah.
कुछ भी हो सकता है. Interesting game.
Sahil, lastly, Stark versus Head is an interesting story this IPL. Not only IPL, we have seen what Stark versus Head is all about. Do you think Stark will be a better one to, win the power play game?
No, he could well do that because last game a lot was expected from Trent Bolt versus Travis Head too. But with the swing of Trent Bolt, Travis Head found it easier. I think the trouble he faces is the seam movement, which both Arshdeep
Okay.
and Stark are capable of extracting. Arshdeep did him with that seam movement early on. जब उसका डंडा मारा. Action replay किया मिशेल स्टार्क ने. Seam movement, lateward, outward movement, but it was the length which was key against Travis Head then. So Stark knows a thing or two about getting Travis Head out and troubling him with that seam movement. And जितना humidity अभी यहाँ पर है, moisture seep in होगा, मजा आएगा. 5 बजे तक pitch was under covered, so they haven't exposed it to sun because there wasn't any sun also. So अब जितना
Yeah.
moisture है सब retained है, it was watered well. So it should assist Mitchell Stark in the first couple of overs at least. But it's a red soil wicket. Punjab and CSK played here last. It's pitch number 4. May 1 was the last time a match was played here. Varun Chakravarti and Harpreet Barar and Rahul Chair picked 4 wickets in that game. 8
Yes.
overs, 37 runs, 4 wickets. So spinner will have its say. But first 4-5 overs, Mitchell Stark, if he bowls first, should be a cracking contest versus Travis Head.
Absolutely, Sahil. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be a cracker show in Chennai. Sahil, lastly, your choice. What do you think? It's going to be SRH, the Orange Army, or it's going to be Kolkata Knight Riders lifting the trophy today?
KKR boss, कुछ नया चाहिए यार. I just can't see Travis Head holding another trophy in India. I'm still not over November 19th, and I don't want May 26th Travis Head with his cute smile there, orange and black, holding another piece of silverware in India. अभी नहीं होगा. उनको बोलो यूएस के अंदर वर्ल्ड कप में जो जीतना है जीतो. वहां तो हम जीतने से रहे. तो यहाँ हमारे इंडिया वाले को केकेआर के गंभीर और अय्यर को जीतने दो कुछ. Win the trophy in US.
Okay.
Leave this to us.
Okay. Well, let's see what'll happen in this match tonight. Thanks a lot, Sahil, for all the updates. We'll see you post match. So we had Sahil with us, and he was telling us everything about what's going there in Chennai. He was telling us the weather updates as well, and obviously the match of the two teams. Now I have with me Network 18 Group Sports Editor K. Shreyas Rao, Jamie Alter, and Taus was with me. Srini, SRH and KKR. If I have to sum up, or if I have to, describe these two teams in one line, I'll perhaps say that Kolkata Knight Riders, the most balanced side in this IPL. Sunrisers Hyderabad as the batting maestros. Given this description of both the teams, which team do you think is more deserving to win this IPL finale, or you think can steal a win today?
It's extremely unfair to say who's more deserving or who's less deserving. It's extremely what I can say rather is that the two most deserving teams have made it to the final.
Yeah.
That I think is should be the talking point, and it's a great narrative for the IPL. The two very deserving teams have made it to the final, and
Yeah.
I don't think neither me or you ask anyone else. I mean, Jamie or Taos or anyone. I don't think anybody would be able to tell you which team actually kind of deserves to win this or has better
Yeah.
potential to win this on paper. When you look at the potential playing 11s, and when you look at the past couple of matches, especially when these two teams have clashed each other, I'm sure there are going to be opinions, but then both these squads, somewhere or the other, have made up for wherever they faltered. Now, the good
Yeah.
thing is you see how these names, what has happened right for these two teams is that the names that either of them were counting on came good, where Starhill was mentioning, how this has been, Gautam Gambhir playing from behind the scenes, right? But let's not forget, let's say Shreyas Iyer is due. 2020, it was again a brilliant year for him at Delhi Capitals. Like as captain, he had led Delhi to the
Yeah.
finals. Unfortunately, things did not go Delhi's way, right? But it was a Wonderful
Yeah.
season. Then afterwards, he lost his way. Injuries came in. So again, there's something for Shreyas here. Now, there are two very very experienced Australian fast bowlers in both the sides. Obviously, who made news just before the season for the kind of money that they took. Right, and that shows that the money spent on these two guys was worth the penny, because worth every penny, because again they have kind of played their role, or whichever way, they are part of a winning unit which has made its way to the final. Travis said, this guy, like, again, Sahil just spoke about this man who's been thorn in India's kind of path at every given point. Again, I mean, he's coming to the party. So there have been potential contributors on both sides who have kind of put their hand up. Yes, for me, it is Sunrisers that I will remember this year for changing the T20 batting script. That again, it's there in my mind. I cannot. It'll take me some time to kind of get over with what Abhishek Sharma kind of did to opponents this season. So for me, from that perspective, class and actually coming to the table, Sunrisers played a very crucial role in lifting, raising the bar where T20 batting is concerned, which
True.
again played a huge role in they making it here, which again gives me a lot of hope that they are prime strong contenders. Yet at the same time, I would like to say that what KKR once again proves to me is that good bowling is always what you need to sustain and survive in a tournament like this. Is why, of course, with their batting coming good and all that, it is the likes of Sunil Narine and Varun Chakravarti and the others also finally kind of catching steam, is why again KKR found the impetus. So
Hmm.
I would also go by Sahil's word. Let's hope things like dew or untimely rain and all stay away, because purely on paper, this is looking like a cracking final. This is looking like one of
Yeah.
those 225 in the first innings and a good chase to get there kind of a knock. So let's hope for a good final.
Absolutely. Jimmy, if we look at the journey of the two teams, Kolkata Knight Riders, I already mentioned, if we have to describe this team, then it's the most balanced team. And not only on paper, but on field as well. We saw that in a lot of matches this season. But on the other side, Sunrisers Hyderabad, they have, polished areas when needed in the tournament. There have been instances where we discussed that they really need to up their chase game. So they chased good targets as well. We talked about how their bowlers need to work. So their bowlers also did some good job. Then in the last match, like before the last match, everybody was talking about the power of spinners. They were just talking about how Rajasthan Royals had experienced spinners, but we saw what Abhishek Sharma and Shehbaz did. So I think there have been a few lows in SRH side, but over the course of time and over the tournament, as the tournament, went ahead, they polished each and everything. Where I feel that Sunrisers Hyderabad, they must be having a big game plan for today as well. Whether on the if you look at the on the other side, Kolkata Knight Riders, I think they've been just sailing through and through. They are just great and good to go for this final. So both the teams somewhere look at the same platform. They look so balanced. How do you see this matchup for IPL 2024 finale?
No, I'll second what Srini said. The two most deserving teams in this IPL are there, and we could not have asked for a better final. Man-to-man marking, if we take that term from football,
Yeah.
KKR have no business losing this match. They've got five bowlers who've taken at least 15 wickets. Andre Russell has exact same number of wickets as Sunil Narayan, and nobody is talking about him. So they have the smartest Indian captain. They've got Gautam Gambhir. They've got the most successful domestic coach. They've got a solid engine room. They've got a fantastic owner, probably the best management going around in the IPL. Players are made to feel welcome. There was a lovely interview Venki Mysore did yesterday on YouTube. I saw it. Watch that. If you want to understand, go to the 13-minute, 40-second mark to understand what a true franchise does in regards to its fans and its loyalty, and you understand why KKR are so popular. On the other hand, SRH have had a lot going for them. Like Shini mentioned, they've also had a lot not going for them. And here they are matching. What separates them? Just 2 points. KKR won 9. These guys won 8. It's the Pat Cummins effect. It's the Daniel Vettori effect. Daniel Vettori's been with the Australian team now. He knows what it's like to be a part of. He's a Kiwi, but he knows what it's like to be a part of a WTC winning team as well as a one-day winning team, right? You just mentioned the match before this, qualifier 2. Ashwin, 55 wickets in Chennai. Chahal, the most successful bowler in IPL history. What did they do in that match? Zero. They went for almost 80 runs, 75 runs in 8 overs. They did nothing. When there was no dew, when the ball was turning, who took 5 wickets? A bowler called Abhishek Sharma, who only bowled 18 overs before this, and Shabaz Ahmed, who did nothing. That says about the faith that Pat Sahil mentioned, that Pat Cummins is that man who'll put his arm around a bowler and say, you know what, तूने इस IPL में कुछ नहीं किया, लेकिन आज तू मेरा strike bowler बनेगा. That is what wins titles. I'm not saying Shreyas, Iyer, Gautam Gambhir and Chandrakant Pandit have a flawed template. They've got a brilliant template. But when it comes to just picking up any player, this is Pat Cummins. Pat Cummins has kept Glenn Phillips, the premier overseas all-rounder in the game, on the bench for 16 matches. Because he sees something in Abhishek Sharma which our BCCI selectors don't see. So yes, momentum, form, smoothness, Filana Dimkana, value, all-round, sab hai KKR ke paas. But personally, I find it very, very hard to discount this team, which has only 2 bowlers to take more than 10 wickets. They have no spinners. How is this team here matching KKR? You know, it's because they have immense self-belief. But one thing which binds these 2 teams and which separates other teams is they have 4 players: Sunil Narayan, Phil Salt, Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head. Removing the matches jahan pe target kam tha, these 4 openers have had strike rates in and around 200, right? That is the biggest imprint which these 2 teams have left on this IPL. And like Srini said, SRH, Head and Abhishek Sharma have gone a long way in changing the way T20 power play batting goes. But I put Phil Salt and Sunil Narayan on the same pedestal as these guys, right? There's a reason why certain big players who improved their strike rate and people are clapping them for getting to 155. Those are 24 mein 155 ka strike rate power play ke andar. Unfortunately, at the IPL level, is insufficient. You have to be going at 200. And Narayan, Salt, Head, and Abhishek Sharma overall have hovered around the 200 run strike rate mark. And that's why their 2 teams are in the final and nobody else is.
That's absolutely right. And I like that number description that you did, Jamie, because I never thought in terms of these top 4 batters, Naren, Salt, then Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head. But that has been the case throughout this IPL, right, Taos? If we talk about Sunrisers Hyderabad, we have always said that if Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head will play big in the power play, it'll become easier for the coming batters to score big and follow the same pattern as they'll do. But even in the matches, and if I have to pick a few matches, then especially the matches in the qualifier stage and also just before the qualifier stage, we saw how Travis Head went a few ducks here and there, and some 20 odd runs he made in a couple of matches before the qualifier stage. And everybody was like, okay, what this SRH team will do. But then they have others ready. They have Klassen with them. They have Aiden Markram with them. Although Aiden Markram didn't work well in the last match, but they have such kind of players. And these players have become big, especially Nitish Reddy, because if you look at this entire IPL, you'll find out how Nitish Reddy has slowly and gradually improved in this IPL. He has led SRH to a good position quite a lot of times. Sunrisers Hyderabad, they have that pack. And as Jamie was talking about their bowling also, I think now their bowling is also good. Now you don't know also who will work in today's match. पिछली बार लग रहा था कोई काम नहीं करेगा, तो आपके पास अभिषेक शर्मा और शहबाज थे. So you tell me how important it becomes to have someone like Pat Cummins or a captain like Pat Cummins in the team. Because right now, if you see, all the narratives on social media and other platforms, everybody's just talking about Pat Cummins, that Cummins has changed SRH, and Cummins' winning mentality, his thinking, his, way of approaching a match has led SRH into the finals.
Absolutely. I mean, the best part about Cummins is he's a cool guy, man. He's like a Dhoni. Maybe he's more than smiling. The more smiling than Dhoni. You can see the comfort of these players. They are in the comfort zone. They enjoy playing under him. The best part is, yeah, it doesn't matter even if he loses today. You won't see that smile disappear from his face. That is what keeps SRH going. Although they have the talent, they have massive batting. One of the major reasons that they have made it to this deserving finals. But here it's the captain, the leader. I mean, obviously he's won the trophies over the past season. He knows what it takes to win the trophies. He knows that the strengths, the weaknesses of his own team. He might have studied it, but it's I'm convinced that yeah, the character Pat Cummins makes this team special. Leads from the front, knows how to when to where and when to go, whom to go when it is required. You won't see him worried when like a maybe Gautam Gambhir when he in a tense situation he'll keep smiling. That is the beauty of Pat Cummins. वो encouragement देता रहता है. You can see the way he gives confidence to the players. I'm still not convinced with the last two. I mean, they might have taken the wickets, Abhishek Sharma, Shahbaz Nadeem, but that could have been a lottery. Exactly like the lottery that Sunil Narine has been throughout this season. I am not convinced with that. Maybe they might falter in this game, in this big game. You never know. But they will miss that Phil Salt. They have a replacement again, Gurbaz. I'm not convinced with that. But again, if they start well, might help them. I don't know. It's not guaranteed. Again, because you have an attack in a Sunrisers Hyderabad, which is more high on confidence, especially after the last game, a team that has been consistent with the bat. And again, they have bowlers in their support. I mean, the fast bowlers were already there. They have spinners coming out, helping them win in the last game will boost the confidence. So it has become an overall package. Although consistency is the key, which I look at when it comes to T20 cricket and when it comes to IPL. 14 matches, 13 or 12, 10 matches. If you keep on performing in a similar manner, whether it's bowlers, batters, that makes it more, convincing. But if you have and over the season, over the years, over your careers, for example, Sunil, I said Sunil this year or maybe 3-4 years back, he did the same. Here, suddenly you saw these two guys come out well in the last game with the ball. But
Yeah.
the batting of SRH has been consistent. That is the key. They have KKR has a strong batting lineup. But I would say it's the Pat Cummins who makes the difference. A cool guy, somebody who will be taking his Midas touch, somebody who's having all the karmic quota with him, according to Mr. Lobo. And then going into this big final at Chinnaswamy Stadium, it's Pat Cummins for me right now. And the feeling of being Pat Cummins, I mean, you can see the positive vibes. All the players from SRH can see. I can see. Only the pressure will be from the franchise, from the stands. That's it. Not from Pat Cummins.
If it's Midas touch, then there's Shah Rukh Khan also, right?
Yeah, for now, I'm just looking at Ravi Shastri with his, deep voice over there. He's ready for the toss, and it's toss time. So we'll just have a look at it. What's happening over there? Toss. It's heads, and Pat Cummins has won the toss, and they're gonna bat first. So we'll see Pat Cummins led Sunrisers Hyderabad to bat first in Chennai in IPL 2024 final. Srini, how do you see this decision? All through this IPL, everybody has said कि अगर Sunrisers Hyderabad bat पहले कर रही है तो कोई रोक नहीं सकता है Sunrisers Hyderabad को, because obviously they touched that 287 mark. So what's gonna happen?
ये आई रियली वुडेंट, ये फॉर्मेट एक इतना रिडिकुलस फॉर्मेट है ना कि ये कोई ये लंबा क्रिकेट का कोई लंबा फॉर्मेट होता है ना, तब आप लाइनअप देखते हो और बोलते हो कि बॉस ये 5 है इनके पास, पहले के जो फॉल्टर होते हैं तो ये संभाल लेंगे पारी और वो सब। यहाँ पे ऐसा है कि आपके पास वो 4 ओवर का मोमेंटम निकल गया हाथ से तो मैच शायद निकल जाए आपके हाथ से। ये वो वाला होता है। सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू लाइक पुट माय हेड आउट एंड काइंड ऑफ really spell it out as to the narrative lives with who right now. For me, on paper, both the teams are equally good. Jamie explained why this is KKR's final to win, right? But at the same time, I think he and Taos both presented the logic and the argument that, why have Sunrisers so successfully managed to punch above their weight, and they
Yeah.
belong here. They belong here more than any other team alongside KKR. If any team belongs to be here today, it's KKR. Why belittle anything that they've done over the last 1.5 2 months to kind of make a statement, saying who may win, who may not. As I said, two very good teams, in red hot form. Again, for me, okay, whether Sunrisers bat first or bat second, a huge amount of importance has to be given to how their openers get going in during the power
Yeah.
play. Because that
Yeah.
has been their selling point, across the entire season. And our guy says Iyer said he would have bowled first. Okay, so what has happened? I didn't know that. I didn't watch the toss. What has happened?
Sunrisers won the toss and they opted to bat first. So it's like a win-win toss for both the teams
Big
because
match, crunch match, win toss, bat first. There is very few teams think otherwise. Not surprised. And as I said, here is where अगला 4 over 5 over में आपको पता चल जाएगा what kind of
yeah,
what kind of a statement is Sunrisers willing to kind of put. That said, what I expect this game to be is a good contest. I mean, and
yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to. I mean, a very long tournament. In phases, it had become kind of boring. So I'm glad it is coming to an end. First of all, and yeah, I mean, therefore I'll put it for another show and another day. Why I think what I think, but anyways, glad the tournament is coming to an end, and I really hope the team that plays well today kind of has the name on the glory board, because as I said, both have done enough in terms of what they had to do to get here.
well, yeah, Shreni, long tournament, 2 months of continuous cricket, 70 league matches, Jamie,
नो
three
रिकॉल वैल्यू
playoffs.
आजकल वो 20 साल के बच्चों को पूछते हैं, आओ लास्ट मंडे को राजस्थान रॉयल्स वर्सेस सनराइज, मुझे याद ही नहीं होता 4 दिन पहले क्या मैच देखा था। मुझे मुझे कुछ याद नहीं रहता है। देयर इज नो रिकॉल वैल्यू टू दीस मैचेस, सो एनीवेज।
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Jamie, I was just, mentioning how 70 league matches, three playoffs done to, people. Obviously, everybody waits for the final match, and a lot of people must be glued to their TV screens right now. But apart from the match, I want to know from you how interesting it is to see, for the first time, four different teams, different from the last year's four teams, the top four teams, and then Kolkata Knight Riders and Sunrisers Hyderabad making it to the final. Somebody commented, the last time both the teams were in final, they were defeated by Chennai Super Kings, each KKR and Sunrisers. Now today, one team's dreams will come true. It'll be either SRH or KKR. How do you see this matchup?
Look, as Srini said when the show started, the two most deserving teams are there. And look at one of the two most expensive IPL players in history is going to have that trophy in his hand, right? 24.75. We all said, yeah, ye kya bakwas chal raha hai? All said and done. If it's Mitchell Stark, Venki, Mysore, and Shah Rukh Khan are going to say, hey, there was a plan there, right? So at the end, I mean, I remember his first match wicketless 52, next match 54. We're all
Yeah.
saying, ye kya bakwas hai? If Mitchell Stark does what he does, all he has to do, like Srini said, all he has to do is get one wicket. Sahil said 3. मैं कह रहा हूँ, Travis Head को 8वें बार out करो, match आपके हाथ में. On the other hand, if it's not Mitchell Stark, it's Pat Cummins, who before KKR spent 24.75 crores on, SRH had all of us that day in the studio saying 20.5 for Pat Cummins. यार ये तो T20 bowler भी नहीं है. He had never captained any T20 team at any level. What if he walks away? So the point is, we can give all the gas we want to give. Franchises know what they're doing when they pay upwards of 20 crores for these players. Pat Cummins, the tactician, was valued at 20.5 crores, not Pat Cummins, the T20 bowler. And Mitchell Stark, he had not played the bloody IPL for 9 years, but Venki, Mysore and Shah Rukh Khan said, भाई हम इसको 25 crore देंगे. Can you imagine if he wins the trophy? this is what ultimately this matchup is about. Not so much Shreyas Iyer, not so much Gautam Gambhir, not so much Chandrakant Pandit, not so much Din Sharma and all the records they've set. It's about these two guys on the screen, because they were ridiculed the world over when they went for 20.5 and 24.75. And I'll be very, very happy for both of them, whoever wins the trophy, because it just says that IPL franchises know what they're doing when they pay big bucks, because they're not Brits, they're not Kiwis, they're not Sri Lankans, they're Australians. And more than any other cricketing nation, it's the bloody Aussies that know how to win trophies.
Absolutely. I still remember, after the auction, Pat Cummins said that I really need to take advice from Stark because I have never captained any T20 side. I really don't know how T20 game is run. So I really need to learn from Stark. Whereas on the other side, Stark said that I am not in touch of IPL. So I would like to learn it from other players, how they play IPL, because I've lost touch to play IPL. And there you see these two players playing final match today. Now, Taos, lastly, obviously, we're just talking about, the two teams. I think we have discussed pretty much everything. Also, one more interesting thing about both the teams, KKR and SRH, is that no World Cup bound players, like Team India players, are there in the two teams. There is only Rinku Singh, but Rinku Singh is in the reserves of Team India's T20 World Cup squad. So that's also something very different. You see players who have done extremely well in the entire tournament, and none of those players are in Team India's T20 World Cup squad.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that is quite shocking. Although, yeah, their teams, their players haven't done really well enough. Might only Virat Kohli was the star who led the way. Otherwise, I mean, nobody deserves. I can Shubman Gill, Gujarat Titans. They all tried. They all tried. Rohit Sharma. They all tried. Rohit Sharma. I think this was his best season with the bat in the last few years. But it was Rinku Singh who hardly got any opportunity, and he's there in the finals along with his team KKR. So yeah, overall good that these lot of players, maximum most of them 99.99% players are there with the team. Good, they'll get the time to be there at the World Cup and at the venue. Start practicing, start preparing before the World Cup, which is more important than the IPL right now for them because their teams are not there. But I think it's a good sign that they have got enough rest. They'll be they have already. I think they have left already. So good
Yeah.
preparation for them. Good, good time. So they can start preparing for the World Cup, and which is more important, I think, to win after, especially that 2023, the back of 19 November. I mean, this trophy belongs to one of them, Pat Cummins or Mitchell Stark, Australians. किनका ये है वो इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा देखने लायक रहेगा.
एब्सोल्युटली देखने लायक रहेगा। और आपने विराट कोहली के बारे में बात करी ताउस, आईपीएल शुरू होने से पहले बहुत सारे सवाल तो विराट कोहली पर भी उठे थे। अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल क्वेश्चन वेदर विराट कोहली बिलोंग्स टू द टी20 scheme of things or not, and there we have him with that orange cap in this IPL. So a lot of interesting things have happened in this IPL, but what we are waiting for is this cracker of a show in IPL 2024 finale. As Jamie said, that at the end of the day, it's gonna be Aussie versus Aussie. It's gonna be Stark versus Pat Cummins, and you know how a lot of money was invested in these two players, and those two teams have made it to the finals. It's going to be a great matchup in the IPL 2024. Lastly, Jamie, I'll begin with you. Which team do you think will get the trophy tonight?
Look, दिमाग कहता है KKR, but not दिल. मैं दिल से नहीं करता हूं. मैं ये जो मेरा गट है जो हर आईपीएल में थोड़ा फैल जाता है, वो गट कह रहा है Sunrisers Hyderabad. I backed them before a ball was bowled, and I'm not surprised they're here, despite, like we discussed, some very obvious weaknesses. Despite the weaknesses, one man's belief has helped them come this far. So yeah, logically it should be KKR, but something says SRH.
Okay, Taos?
I'm going with both. Yeah, both Midas touch and form and Pat Cummins, SRH.
SRH, okay, SRH. It's orange all over. Srini?
I really don't want to take a side. I'd rather want to watch a good final, and I would rather want kind of the better team to win. I see. For me, it's very simple. Because if it's either Rinku Singh who's winning or it's Abhishek Sharma who's winning, right? And to me,
Nice.
both have played an equally important role in this tournament. I mean, not just this year, but Rinku in the past what he's done. So somewhere there has to be a balancing out. The poor guy has missed out on the World Cup squad.
Yeah.
Horrible thing to have happened. Somewhere there's God, then it should be a balancing out, and people, those guys who are really deserving, and for some stupidity of certain people who just can't see through these obvious popular names. I hope there is something for them to take away and something for them to remember. I mean, this is what how it should be. This is how it should be.
Okay, so it's going to be a great game ahead for all of us. It's going to be a cracker of a show in Chennai. It's going to be Kolkata Knight Riders versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. Once again, Sunrisers Hyderabad, let me tell you all, they have won the toss and they have opted to bat first. So you'll see Sunrisers Hyderabad's batters in the crease soon. And quite a few people were asking the start time. The match will start sharp 7:30 p.m. So you all stay glued to your TV screens or your laptop screens, mobile screens, wherever you want to watch the match, and just enjoy the IPL final. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining with me.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट